He was named the starter for this week, but sources say that the expectation is that he'll start beyond this week. And certainly Doug Peterson has a package for him. It's not unlike what you saw in college at Oklahoma or Alabama. You see a lot of run options, short passes. He does like to throw downfield like he did last week against Jalen Reagor. He's a strong, fast, hard to take down physical runner. So Jalen Hurts for the Eagles today, Adam.
And more, for the time being, the Philadelphia Eagles intend to keep Carson Wentz, but they are on the clock. The Eagles must make a decision by the second day of the league year in March of 2021, because on the third day of the league year, Wentz's $22 million base salary for 2022 becomes fully guaranteed, and his roster bonus of $10 million also is paid out. So even though the organization is saying all the right things about Wentz for now, and even though they are tied to him financially, there are some decisions that loom in the future, but for now, they do intend to keep him. They don't plan on trading him, and the cost, frankly, is prohibitive, Sam, if they do.
Yeah, it's a complicated situation, guys. It's a position that Carson Wentz has never been in his time in the league. So I'm not saying you're an expert at this, Matt, but what's it like for him? What's it like to be benched?
Yeah, listen, it stinks. Like, it's humiliating. You feel like, one day you're the most important piece of the puzzle to the team. You're like the newspaper, and then the next day you're yesterday's newspaper, and you feel like you have no value. It's almost like an out-of-body experience. And I would just say this, though. I think that you can take one step back to take two steps forward. I remember early in my career in Seattle, I was benched. I wasn't playing well. I was trying to do too much. And Trent Dilfer came in, and he ran the offense exactly the way the coaches asked him to run it. He was like, hey, you want a completion on this play? I'm going to get you a completion. And I sat there and watched this out-of-body experience, and I thought, man, if and when I ever get my chance again, I'm going to play different. Like, if they want that, that's what I'm going to give them. And I think that's what Carson Wentz has the opportunity to do. Jalen Hurts is going to go out there, and he's going to run the offense the way that it should be. He's like a rookie, basically. I'm going to go out, I'm going to get completions. I'm going to stay ahead of the change. It's going to be 2nd and 5. He's not going to lead the league in interceptions and turnovers and sacks. He's just going to play within the system, within himself. And I would expect Carson Wentz will get another shot at some point, and we'll see a better version of him. But right now, Sam, it's miserable. It is absolutely miserable. You want your team to win, but you're hurting, you're struggling, and you just don't even have the words and the emotions right now.
And if you're Carson Wentz's teammate, you hope he's upset. You hope that this bothers him because, truthfully, everybody needs a slice of humble pie once in a while in their careers, and that's what he got served up. So I think it's important. You've got the experience you're talking about, who he is now, because Jalen Hurts is the quarterback now. Can he be in that supportive role? The only example I have is when Brady was named starter over Drew Bledsoe. Back when Brady took off, Drew was upset. Drew was really upset. People that close to him knew how upset he was. He just got a big contract. This is my team. Behind closed doors, yes, he voiced his opinion, but still, he was supportive to Brady on the sideline. He was a resource for Tom. Can Carson Wentz fulfill that role?
Yeah, it's funny. Like, you guys make phenomenal points right there. But Sam talked about how this has never happened to Carson Wentz before. But it sure feels like it's happened before, doesn't it? Like, it almost feels like he got benched during that Super Bowl run. He didn't. He was injured. So this is all new to him. And you're right, Matt. If he responds this way and he's willing to, to respond this way and take that outside look, this might be the best thing for him. But is he that type of guy? I guess that's what we'll find out in the future.
For there being a quarterback controversy in Philly, I've said for the last couple of weeks, maybe the coach Peterson sitting him down may bring the best out in a guy like Carson Wentz. Well, I would just want to talk about what I seen last week in a guy like Jalen Hurts against the Green Bay Packers. The touchdown drive he threw to Greg Ward Jr., how subtle he was in the pocket, how he moved. Matt, you just talked about running the Philadelphia Eagles offense, being able to get the ball out, going to your 2nd and 3rd read. I see a guy like Jalen Hurts being able to do something like that. They have their work cut out against them today, but I like what he's doing in the pocket, being able to deliver the ball to the pass catchers that they pay this money to.
But isn't this good for him? Like, if you're Jalen Hurts, you got to know the leash is very short when you've got a guy that's making $100 million sitting on the bench waiting to get back in. And from Adam's report, by all intents and purposes, in terms of Philly's perspective, they're expecting to get Carson back. So how long is the leash? You throw a couple picks and you're pulled?
We talked about the reset button that was needed by Carson Wentz. You can tell Doug Peterson was trying to coach him out of his struggles, and that just wasn't happening. And so this is your last resort, and you have to do it. I think it's good for Carson Wentz. I mean, I think of the situation that he's been in for the last couple years, and the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl, and he had to watch. And the guy that won the Super Bowl, that was the MVP, they got rid of. And they say, okay, Wentz, you're our guy, go do what he did. And maybe that pressure's been on him for so long that he needs to just step back a little bit and just start playing football and see it from a different perspective. Maybe that's good for him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he carries himself on the sideline today. We're going to get to more on this game. I know they're playing the Saints, probably the team we should be talking about more. We will do that later in the show. But for now, let's get to our opening kicks, what you're most excited to see today. Teddy, kicks off.
Game of the night, Sam. Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. There are chinks in the armor. Are there chinks in the armor? The Steelers are starting to show them. I mean, all those quick passes that they run, receivers dropping balls. Ben Roethlisberger's got to be the key that drives the engine, and those receivers got to catch the ball. And also, this guy's coming back. Along with Marquise Pouncey, James Conner. Can you provide some relief running the football, taking a little stress off you? Because Josh Allen has got an arm that can hurt you from anywhere on the field. The Buffalo Bills are a hot team right now.
Man, last time this team was in Miami, the confetti was falling. Man, Super Bowl champs, last year's team, Kansas City Chiefs, they are going into Miami today. Man, this Miami defense is hot. Ninth in the National Football League in red zone, but these two quarterbacks are playing at a high level. Quarterback Byron Jones and, man, the under quarterback Xavier Howard leads the league with 8 interceptions. Hey, Kansas City, you putting your show on the road. No sloppy balls in the air, or are they going back to the house? It's a big game going down in Miami. Can't wait to watch this one.
How about this big game? Tampa Bay versus Minnesota. Tom Brady coming off a bye. Man, I hope this team came together and really studied what they're doing. If they did, look for Tom Brady to be underneath center. When I studied him, I think he's more efficient underneath center. It fits what Tom Brady does. Let's run the football, Bruce Arians, and let's open up this play action with Tom Brady. He'll be much more effective that way. A well-rested Tom Brady, watch out.
Hey, a great game today is going to be Arizona and Kyler Murray going up against a Giants defense. They've won 4 straight because they're great on third down and they're great on stopping traditional runs. Arizona, though, they're on the bubble. They're looking up at playoff teams. They got to start getting back to running Kyler Murray on designed runs. When he runs it 5 times or more, they win games. They're 10-2. When he runs it less than 5 times, they're 1-14-1. That will not get it done.
Randy, let's go back to that game you were talking about. Dolphins 7-1 in their last 8. Tua, 7 touchdown passes, no picks this season, and threw for a season high 296. But can he keep pace with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs today?